Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Space Cow, bringing you all the latest prepper news and reviews that you can use. So today here we got the Vita-Life ER Bar Emergency Ration, formerly produced by Vita-Life. They don't exist anymore. They're called Quick Care now. This is a 2,400 calorie ration divided into 6 different bars, designed to fill all your basic caloric requirements, vitamins, and minerals. You can see right here, we got everything a growing body needs. Bleached enriched flour, niacin, palm oil, sugar, corn syrup, artificial flavors, but no soy or wheat. Again, we got Vita-Life Industries here. You can't find them anymore. They don't exist. Look up Quick Care now. And this number still works. It just goes straight to Quick Care. So, this was purchased online via Amazon.com. You see, it is approved by the United States Coast Guard for all kinds of different purposes. This is vacuum sealed, it is ready to eat, stays fresh for 5 years. And I've been told, depending on the source, it either has a coconut flavor or a pleasant lemon vanilla flavor, in a method that is not supposed to be thirst-provoking. So, in addition to this delicious lemon-based nutrient flour bar, I also have Datrex emergency drinking water. Now, Datrex is also Coast Guard approved. Datrex actually works exclusively in emergency rations for sea voyages. Founded out of Miami, they now have multiple locations around the United States. And they also sell emergency rations in addition to drinking water and other things you need for boat, EPIRBs, life preservers, heat retention protocols. Look at all of the instructions here in all of these languages. Your important thing, to consume no water within the first 24 hours unless sick or injured, and then 8 ounces every day minimum. You can check the bag by squeezing it. Squeezing it, if you see no air or water come out, you know that the bag is good. This is reaching the end of its lifespan. You can see here, it's manufactured 2014, expires 2019. We still got a little time left on that. I figured might as well check, see if it's okay. Alright. So let's get these out on a tray. Nice. Now, you see I don't have to use my helpful machete in the background there, provided by Frost Cutlery. 19 inches with a multi-use function. It has a bottle opener, has a saw, has a handle that turns into paracord. It's everything you need in emergency situations. But you see, I don't need that because this just has a perforated opening. You can just tear across the dotted line to get this baby open. So let's do that. Break that vacuum seal. Oh, actually, this is resealable packaging. Nice. That is not quite what I expected it to be. So this is described as 6 separate bars, but you can see right here it is a singular mass that is simply scored so that it can be separated into individual bars. It smells kind of like a cookie, like some kind of shortbread. And I guess to a degree that's what it is, with the enriched flour, palm oil, sugar, calcium pentathenate, vitamin A palminate, pyridoxine hydrochloride. I'm just listing names of vitamins now. But I suppose if we want to get into this, we need to break a piece of it off them. Let's see how easy it is to do that. How do I share this with a friend? Because you are supposed to be able to eat multiple pieces of this. Okay, that worked, kind of. That did not break off like I wanted it to. I suppose in the event of an emergency survival situation, you will be sharing this with up to 6 friends at once, so it doesn't matter how easy it breaks off. Now, this is 410 calories per serving. There are 6 servings per container, as I show here. It is very crumbly. You can see that right now. This is a 4-year-old piece of Ration shortbread. So not quite as good as it would have been on day 1. Hopefully you are not buying these to eat these on day 1. All right. Let's give this a try then. Still smells, there's that pleasant lemon vanilla scent they're talking about. That is a very neutral flavor. There's a little bit of, there's a lemon vanilla, yeah. So they were wrong saying this was coconut flavored. I do have to say though, this is very dry. This is very hard to bite into. Bite into the corner, put a lot of force down. You can see I only kind of sheared the edge off right here. And this cookie is, it's like eating a cookie. It's like eating a really big cookie. So I'm going to tear into this emergency drinking water right away, because that is more thirst provoking than I was advertised it would be. I'm supposed to be able to just tear this along this little tear pouch. Yeah, I'm supposed to just be able to do that. I see the perforation. All right, looks like I'm gonna have to bust out my machete. Again, provided by Frost Cutlery, this also comes with a handy sheath and scabbard for carrying. And you can see right here, it contains everything you need. There's a fine point at the end. Has a couple different utility settings. Here's your can opener, here's your saw. Here's another way to hold it once you have to get rid of the paracord handle for wrapping around something. So let me find that emergency drinking water ration again. Remember to cut away from you when you're operating a knife. That's the thing they teach you in Boy Scouts, so that you do not cut yourself. All right, so we made our perforation a little bigger. And there we go. Now we got this. Yep, that's water. There's no flavor or texture or anything to describe. It is purified water, has no minerals, has no flavor. Let me just... The thing I will say about this is that it is this is a pouch, but it is not a Capri Sun pouch. It does not have any structure to it. You will be holding this the entire time, or be propping it up against your machete. I don't know if you could hear that. That was a very, very hard bite to get into. Do you have anything like eating instructions or anything like that? That is a dry ass cookie. This is a very big dry ass cookie. And yeah, not thirst provoking my ass. Just suck down some more of that delicious emergency drinking water. Totally purified, totally devoid of flavor. Intended consumption is 2 rations per day. So you're expected to eat 1/3 of this enormous cookie bar thing here every single day. What I will say is this is maintained fairly well. You don't see no real evidence of any sort of contamination. It does say to dispose of it if the seal's broken. So Do not eat if you see that this is not vacuum sealed. That said, this is very difficult to get into, but in an emergency situation, I would be thankful to have this. Let me see if I can get another bite there on the for the camera audio. I'll remind you, this is very crumbly. That's all ended up on the floor, right there, or prevented it from getting on the floor. All right. Let me say, my initial impressions, this water is very good. It's held up very well. It is water. You can drink it. It will sustain you. No real flavor, but you don't really want a lot of flavor in this. Also notice there are no nutrition facts on this. And every single one of these is, I believe, 125 milliliters. Well, I will get back to you as I develop the situation on this. Because I don't think you want to just listen to me keep biting into these 4-year-old cookies. And one more for the road. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Space Cow here, bringing you the latest in prepper news, reviews, and things you can use. Anyway, today we're taking a look at Creamy Pasta and Vegetable Rotini from the Wise Food Storage Company. Now, as you can see on this is a sample unit. You can write into the Wise Company and they will send you a free sample of one meal. Seems to be whatever they have available at the time. I'm assuming this is their A game because they want you to come back and buy more of this. So the big thing that Wise talks about is that every one of their foods has a shelf life of at least 25 years. This usually would come in a very large bucket. It would come with probably about 20 other servings of food. You can look at things on their website. You see right there, wisefoodstorage.com. And the thing is, they say each of these is a full serving of food, but you look at the nutrition facts there, you can see this is only a 200 calorie serving per pouch. Now that does provide, it doesn't even provide that many vitamins or minerals. You get your vitamin A, a little bit of vitamin C, calcium, iron. So this provides your baseline level of carbohydrates and calories, while not providing much else. Also, you see there 600 milligrams of sodium. That is 25% of your daily value. Now, this is meant to be, one of these is meant to be a meal, so you still wouldn't be hitting that much of your sodium budget. So you can see here, this also has cooking directions. They do sell camp stoves that can run off of a small amount of whatever fuel you can collect. They're made of metal. It comes with a little pot you can put on top of it. So you see right here, it just says to bring a cup of water to a boil, add the package, stir, turn off heat, cover, and occasionally stir, let cool, serve. So we're going to see how easy that is. I don't have a camp stove with me, so I'm just going to use my modern oven, which I would not be able to use in the event of an emergency. Alright guys, we are back. You can see here I have my 1 cup from my Pyrex cup on my stove, heating it high in my small pot. I assume this will be enough because looking inside of this bag here, inside of this package, there is not a lot in there. Also, I discovered when I cut it open, I use scissors this time, not my trusty machete. It comes with an anti-desiccant packet, which is what I assume helps keep it fresh for so long. So it says right there, oxygen absorber, do not microwave, do not eat. So if you're preparing one of these, take a look, make sure that you have that removed before you dump this into your pot right here. So you can see inside, it's your basic sort of dried pasta. Get a little focus on that. It's your dried pasta. There's there's sort of a sauce in there. It's in a powdered form. You can see pretty distinctly. You can see the vegetables. You can see the peas, the chopped vegetables in there. Anyway, we'll come back for preparation in a hot second. Alright, we are back again. We have waited 15 minutes for our Rotini Vegetable Creamy Pasta to cook. So let's take a look at how it looks under the hood here. So slightly different than I was expecting. The sauce appears to be more of a broth in this state. This appears to be, the recommended amount of water for this may have been too much. But we'll see. Maybe it's supposed to be a soup more than a pasta. Anyway, let's get this into a bowl. Alright, let's take a look at this. Don't want to waste any of those necessary calories. I'm certain all of you appreciate the sound of metal on metal. Alright, so we got our vegetables in here. We got a little bit of, you see a little bit of chicken in there. Our stewed vegetables. We got our peas. We got our frozen peas in there. Our freeze-dried peas. And it comes out nice and hot, which is something I hadn't thought about before. Is that you'd have nice hot food while you're hunkering down, waiting for rescue. So let's try a little bit of this. It's sort of it's a very light sort of soup. Most of the flavor is still just sort of noodles. Let's go in for another bite here. I'm going to take the bowl out of the picture here for a second. So one thing I can say immediately, I don't really taste the 600 milligrams of sodium that went into this. I'm assuming that's more part of the preservation process than anything else, more than anything about the flavoring. It's a very neutral sort of taste. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just you're eating hot food. Again, you're eating hot food, which is fantastic. You want to have a stable supply of food that actually tastes like food when you're in sort of a situation like this, if you're going to be under any sort of long-term survival situation. Now, the other part of that is this is hot food. This took energy. This took resources. I needed to spend a cup of water on this. A cup of water is 8 ounces. That's as many as 2 of these emergency drinking water packages. So if you're going to prep a food like this wise pasta, keep in mind, you need to have fuel. You need to have a source of fuel. You need to have a source of water. Or on top of anything else, you need to have extra water budgeted in to your continuing 1 liter per day per person FEMA guidelines. Now, on top of that, this even mentions on here, you should be drinking at least 8 ounces per day. So you might be able to ration out like that, but keep in mind, as you're eating, you will need to drink more water. Do not eat food without drinking water. That's just basic survival. Let me see if I can get this water ration open. I'm having bad luck with these. I'm going to come to my trusty scissors again. 1 second. Let that also be a lesson to you. Make sure to keep cutting implements in your emergency kit. That seems like a no-brainer. Life-sustaining. I'm going to see if this gets any better as I keep going through it. It's a surprising amount of food for 200 calories. This actually completely fills out this package. And again, this is supposed to keep for 25 years. So come back in 25 years when I review how it held up. In the year 2043. So the next couple bites of that actually got a bit better. There was a little more time. I think there was a little bit more of the sauce was in the broth sort of constituent that this is part of now. And you get a little bit more taste out of it, I'll say. So there's not much in there. There's not a lot of taste. You get the feeling of taste. You get the idea of flavor. And I know we're not really trying to critically review this as some sort of artisanal gourmet spread. This is emergency food designed to last 25 years. So that seems to be sort of, from my greater experience, that seems to be sort of the thing that you can expect, is a very neutral flavor that has an idea of taste in it. And as far as that goes, the idea of taste in this one is actually very good. It's a good combination to pair with something like, say, the Quake Care giant survival cookie. something neutral and sweet. You got something a little neutral and savory in here. Something that is 600 milligrams of sodium. And so you could pair these out. You could use this to supplement something that is a more low energy survival option. Or if you have some sort of fresh source of water and a filter, you can work with this. But again, your filter's going to wear out, your pump's going to wear out, your source of water may not always be there. Keep things in mind. I'm going to finish this up and I'll come back with some final impressions because I don't think you want to hear me eating pasta for another 10 minutes. Alright, so we are back. I finished my creamy pasta vegetable rotini. And I gotta say, the farther I went along, the more I could kind of taste the individual flavors. There's some spices in there. There's some black pepper. But also the more I got into it, the more that salt started coming back to me. I needed more of my Datrex emergency drinking water here. I started just sucking that down because this is very, very salty. So keep that in mind after eating this. After using 2 of these to prep your pasta, you're going to need another 1 or 2 of these to follow it up because this is... I understand now what they were saying about the cookie not being thirst-provoking. I was able to eat that dry cookie I had before with about this 4-ounce package of water I'm having right now. With this one, this is full of water. I have water. It's just, I need something to follow it up. Because this will leave you feeling mighty thirsty by the end. I gotta say. So keep that in mind with these sort of packaged foods. You can look at the nutrition facts online for all these, by the way. They have the per portion nutrition facts. It includes vitamins. It includes fat, calories, sodium. The thing I noticed about all of these is these are very, very high in sodium. Every single one of these. I have not seen one on their website that wasn't at least 20% of your daily value of sodium in one package. And in a survival scenario, I don't know if I want to be eating that much salt. Like, I might need to replenish some electrolytes somewhere in there, but I'd get something like an isotonic, some kind of isotonic beverage, something powdered that could replace electrolytes and be thirst quenching rather than thirst provoking. That said, this was a lot more edible than that Quake cookie. That survival cookie. I'd say that I would include this in my package. I'd include this in my survival gear. Because this is something that approximates food. And it keeps forever. That cookie stays good for 5 years. This stays good for 25. Or so they claim. Again, get back to me in 2043 when I review one of these 25 years later. I can tell you then how good that still is. Anyway, I'm gonna polish off this potable drinking water, and I think that about does it. Thanks for dining with me in the dark here, in my bunker, and we'll come back to you with freshly prepared 25-year-old meals next time. Goodbye.